other way. There we go.
Alright, you can check if it's working. There it is. Of course. Will that correct itself? I don't know. Will it correct itself?
It locks is what it is.
Oh, it locks. That's the position. Yeah, I mean, a good camera should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Great. Think we're on. Alright.
Hold on. I want to see it fix itself in terms of me in space, in the space. That's better.
Alright. So the object. Okay. I mean, we're slowly developing and evolving, or yeah, we're developing and evolving every time we talk. So, we're gonna try to ignore the camera. But before we get on to the conversation that I want to have right now, I want to say that everything that, at least I'll speak for myself, everything I say in these videos, okay, does not mean that is how do I put it? We live in an age where what we say on camera is what society or people or the audience believes to be like true to that person. So when I'm running for office is what I'm saying. Like, if you try to use some of the content of this video against me, I don't think that's fair. I think that dialogue is what needs to happen, and constant like evaluation of what's happening around us needs to happen, and that what I say now is not necessarily what is happening for me in another moment, especially in the future. So I will say that. Carlos, any of those types of messages for people?
I want to try to understand and clarify it for you and for me. I'm thinking you're saying I'm talking right now, but don't hold me to it because I'm just talking. It's not a concrete conviction. It's not a statement. It's not the end all. What is it? How do they say that?
And I'll be all.
And all be all.
Right.
It's open to be critiqued, and it's open to be judged, and it's open to be anything. I think that this person that's viewing it that might be thinking right now, finding myself disagreeing with whatever the conversation, whatever the dialogue, whatever the statement and opinion is, don't take that energy and go apply it to the ambiguity of
Conversation?
human conversation, because
Absolutely. And if you were here, if you do find that you disagree with the things that are said in these videos, if you were here, we would welcome your disagreement. We would welcome your perspective. We would want to engage it. We would look to be challenged. And if the point of view was convincing enough, we would very much invite the convincing to happen, because we want to grow and we want to learn and we want to improve as people, and we want to listen and we want to hear other voices and be changed, to be inspired, be offered other lenses to look through. So if you were here for this, we'd greatly appreciate that. But you're not, so that's why we're saying that. It's like a stipulation or a condition to these videos. We're like lawyers right now. Man, I love it. Okay, so here's the conversation. Are you ready for it, or do you want to say anything else around
I was just gonna say there's no fine print here. There's just the words being thrown around. So you wouldn't want your words twisted, so don't twist everybody else's.
Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. Yeah, absolutely. Because I think I think if those people who are disagreeing with what's being said here, man, I just lost my train of thought. If they were here, then they could clarify. Wait, are you, for example, are you saying this, or are you telling me this? You would be here to be able to do that, and then we could clarify and make changes, to be able to collaborate and understand and improve whatever it is we're talking about. Okay, so here's the topic. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the topic. So tonight is a Saturday night. It's January. Here in Minneapolis, we are trying to figure out whether we're gonna go to the show. You were given some tickets, Skyway Theater, some type of EDM music, and I have a dilemma right now. I'm not sure whether I should buzz my head. Right now, for some of you, my hair doesn't look that long to you, but for me, it is pretty long. I like to keep mine short. I like for people to see my skin almost on my.
Do you
on
want
my
to
head? Not really. I mean, I just want it shorter than this.
Believe me, people like to. People love that the fact that you're going to the lengths to identify your dilemma.
The lengths, no pun intended.
Right.
Okay, so let's see how this looks. I'm gonna get my head forward here. Let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, there it is.
Okay, go ahead.
It could be shorter. So I look over at you, and you have longer hair. You have like significantly longer hair than me, and I just wonder like how people come about like picking their hairstyle, like picking their hair color, their length, and yeah, just hair. It's super interesting part of the human experience. So I wanted to hear your thoughts around your hair and why you choose to have your hair the way you do, and then I'm going to go into why I have my hair the way I do.
It's very, 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 very valid. It's valid to all of you, because I think that for some reason, okay, I shouldn't say all of you, but a lot of you, because for some reason, everyone, even the people that don't care about their hair, are going to do something about it eventually.
And not caring about your hair is rooted in something.
Mm.
No pun intended. Like, does that have to do with hair? Like, rooted.
Hair puns.
So to not care about your hair, there is a reason for that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm talking about. Like, because every time we do something with our appearance, we are either advocating something, promoting something, or rejecting something, or protesting something. At least it's my belief. So that's why I'm curious.
I mean, you've listed a few things. I think that there's definitely like one of those is going to be that for somebody, and maybe there's a few identifiers missing, but there's definitely reasons for people doing something with their hair. And I think because I go to get my hair did at a location, I usually go every couple of weeks, and I intentionally go do it. I go out of my way to go to a location and sit down or wait and pay and specify what I want, and I sometimes sit there and in the moment I'm thinking, why am I even doing this? Because it was fine, like this weekend, right, or Friday I should say, is when I went, and I there's been Fridays that I don't go. So today's Saturday, right? Yesterday was Friday, so I did it. I cut my hair yesterday, but there's been weekends where I come up and I'm like, I'm gonna do it Friday right after work, and then I'm there for that mission. I'm ready to go after work, and I'm driving, and I'm like, oh, you know what? No. And so why not? Why didn't I do it then? And then why am I convincing myself to do it the next day or to get it done in general? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll just skip it entirely. But because I think for me personally now, because I'm 30, I think there's a lot of priorities I have in my mind, and it's not my hair anymore. So it's just, I think that's a big factor of it. But why I do it for sure,
Yes.
is definitely because I've paid attention to my hair for so long. Well, not for so, well, a long time. consciously that I want it to look good or a way that I want it to look because it helps me. It helps me it helps me look at myself with a. I don't want to say I want to look unique. I want to look put together, but not in the sense of look together as in like look good, but in a sense it's like everything flows well with with myself, with my body. So
With your body, with your energy,
yeah,
with your outfit.
yeah. Because for me, I have a very slim face, right? Thin, slim
Square
face, square face,
Yeah.
and I've had my hair bald like him before, and it looks fucked up to me.
It's fucked up.
And it doesn't flow. Where it might, where I didn't care that I had it that way. I, after a while, I would like see myself in other situations, whether it was in another picture that somebody might have taken, or a video, or a mirror and stuff. And so, in those moments, I started to realize, okay, well, I don't really like that look, whether it's because my ears are a little longer, or because of my face shape. And I mean, maybe to this point, maybe I'm starting to kind of identify it as in like a statement for myself because I still have hair at 30, and I still have like healthy hair at 30, and so that's probably why I hold on to it, and why I don't know why I try to take care of it because it puts me together. It makes me feel kind of comfortable in my own skin. That's pretty straightforward. I think it's pretty straightforward for
So
a
the
lot
hair,
of people.
pretty straightforward for a lot of people. The hairstyle that you have right now, you say it's related to the overall flow of the look and energy you want to transmit. You would say,
Yeah, and I
And-
think I listed a few of those, but yeah.
and if it sounds like it was something that's like over time. Okay, and then I think what you also are trying to say too is that like being put together or appearing to be put together isn't like when I hear put together, generally, I think about like what society sees as like put together, put together. But for no, there's a different meaning for Carlos, and that meaning is like what brings all of you together, which I think is really interesting. Do you mind if I kind of insert here, or do you wanna?
No, that's. I mean, I would even throw in there that it is. I mean, if you look at history, you could identify like hundreds and thousands of years of people using their hair to make all kinds of statements, including probably the exact statement that and there's people using it for art. There's people using it for identity. There's people using it for lists of things. So it's nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's nothing different. It's nothing new. We're in the future now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna add a couple of things, and then I'll transition to why my hair is like it is now. So first off, when I was hearing you talk about like the whole process of going to the salon, the barber, it reminded me of like why I used to go to salons and barbers, and for me it was a couple reasons. The main reasons were I liked the feeling of sitting down in the chair, doing something or getting something done, but not having to do really anything because I got to sit down and someone else was cutting my hair. So like there was this like sensation of a box checked in my mind saying you're getting an errand done, you're getting a task done, part of your list of things to do. You're getting those things done. But guess what? You're not having to really do anything here. For once, you can relax and chill while doing something. Another thing is we're live right now. Yeah, we're recording. I don't know if you wanted to come join the conversation. You're welcome to. No, you're fine. Did you want to join?
No, I'm good.
All right, sounds good. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I was able to kill two birds with one stone, relax and get something done. And then another thing is I really like the social interactions with me and the stylists. For the most part, I should say. There's some conversations I was like, especially when they talk about work. It's like I'm not at work. I don't want to talk about what I do for a living. But if it gets into another conversation, then how do I put it? it's cool to have like a social interaction through something like getting your hair cut. So I was reminded of those things when you were sharing the fact that you go to a salon. Okay, now so to my hair. Okay, we're gonna talk about my hair.
Before we went to your hair, I just wanted to point out those factors he was talking about, checking the box to get things done, has been for me as well. It probably has been for a lot of people, but for me personally, it's super minimized. Like even going is kind of not like a check in the box. It's kind of like I'm doing it because I want to put myself together, but it doesn't feel like I'm running an errand that I need to do. It's just that little piece of putting myself together. But I put myself together in so many different aspects that's been minimized a lot more, especially nowadays. So just had to throw that in there. And I did like that. I didn't have to do the damn thing for 30 minutes, but for me it's like an hour because I talked to the people too there. So
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so the reason I have my hair buzzed, I describe it as buzzed, because it's like a short hair. It's a shorter hair, and if you touch it, I feel like it gives off like a sensation, like a buzz. So I call it a buzz. Anyway, the reasons plural I have my hair buzzed is it's kind of deep for me, and I'm gonna try to make it super short for the sake of the video, sake of people's time and whatnot, and just to get to the point. It all started right away. So I ride bike here in Minneapolis. I ride a lot of bike. I get around that way. I go to work. I go to the gym. I go to the store. I come visit Carlos on my bike. And when you ride a bike, you wear a helmet. I've when I used to have longer hair, I'd get helmet hair. This is a classic and easy example of why to have your hair buzzed because of helmet hair. But it goes a little further than that, and I think in order to be a person that's on a bike constantly, or more frequently, you like get these personality characteristics that like you want to be like more practical, or you want to be like more integrated with your bike process, if that makes sense. It's when you put on the helmet, when you put on the shoes, when you put on like the boots in the winter, and the backpack to carry your stuff while you ride bike, like, and then you finally get on the bike, you become one. You become a unit. You become like an apparatus of the function of moving, right? Like a vehicle almost. So me having my hair buzzed, I'm now like becoming part of that vehicle. So that way it can flow better together more quickly without having to have this what I'm calling right now a human element to it, which is like my hair. That's a human element to me. Right now I'm eliminating that, and it's like no, the overall mission is to get on the bike and get going. So that's part of the reason I buzz my hair. Okay, another reason I buzz my hair is, another reason is the economic advantages to it. I don't have to pay a salon person to cut my hair anymore.
$20.
I don't
With
have
the tip.
$20 with a tip, right? And I got my hair cut twice a month when I used to go to a salon, and you add that up, right? That's $40-50 roughly. That's $40-50 that I could go out to dinner with Carlos, or take another friend out to dinner, or join them for an activity. That's food that I could like put in my fridge, like organic food, healthy food that I'm trying to eat more of, or that's like towards a trip. Anyway, so there's that economic component, but there's also the time component. When I buzz my hair, I just stand up, like I leave my bedroom and I go to the bathroom and I grab my machine, the hair cutting machine, and I cut my hair, and it takes probably 10 minutes tops, and then I walk straight to my shower, and then it's all done. Whereas the salon process was a mental preparation that I had to do with it when I was at work, when I was at home, or whatever else. I'd have to think to myself, I need to get my hair cut, and so then I'm taking up that time. And then when I finally start to move towards getting to the salon, there's that time. And then you sit down and then you wait your turn, then there's that time. And then you finally get your hair cut, then there's that time. I'm sorry, this is getting redundant, but this is what I thought about. This is what I think about with a haircut. And then you have to get up off the chair and then walk back to home, or get a ride back to home, or move on with your day, when I could have spent roughly those 2 hours at the gym, yoga, stretching, eating good food, sharing that meal with the $50 that I just spent, that I saved rather, on dinner with Carlos. And that's the second to last point. My last point is, see, hair is so different. Carlos was able to like wrap up his so quickly, and maybe you have more here in a second. I probably inspired more ideas for you, but the last one is for me, my hair is also connected to like my. I think we have having some lighting happening. Does that?
Go ahead. It should be fine.
Okay. So, I'm also, what do you call it? Or the last one, having short hair like this is related to like my identity and the way people see me or perceive me, especially in regards to or in relation to, I'm gonna wait here till we get some lighting. Carlos is gonna go through some lighting options. Here you go. In regards to, in relations to ethnicity and race. Here in America, like I've always felt that like when I have a certain hairstyle, I look more Latino or more Mexican. And while there's pride to be had in that, there isn't. I don't always want to be perceived a certain way because of my hair, or my hair attributing to that. So when I'm Buzz, a short hairstyle, Buzz haircut, is like general. It's like a global hair style to have like a round head. Like it's just like how do you put that onto a certain ethnicity or a certain race? And then I can play with that flexibility or that ambiguity.
Ambiguity, I think.
Ambiguity. Anyway, I'm glad I'm stumbling on that word. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I like to play with the confusion that comes from having this short hair, and people can't more easily put a label on me. That's also another reason why I have Buzz hair. And I'd like to hear more thoughts about that if you had some, or if any of our viewers had some. That's it for me.
I think recently it's definitely been a venture in terms of like contrast or diverse looks that I can do now or that I want to do now, just because I've been growing this for maybe a year now, and I think that I've noticed that it's a big piece of me because it's like I listed earlier, hair has been important for people for fucking years. So I think that
Ever since the history of cultures,
yeah, it's
hair.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't even have to be cultures. I mean, we talk about animals and stuff that are intentionally either bathing or grooming themselves. You know, the old peacock conversation, right? So I think that in a sense, that piece of history or biology is in me that I want to kind of see what I can do with it, and think that because I'm into like the nerd culture and the character and the imagination culture, I want to see what looks I can take on.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
there's a big piece of that, and I have very coarse hair. I can make it do almost anything because it's kind of like Play-Doh, or if I put it in a place, it's not.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So you just said something about like your interests are related to. Talk about those interests again and how they connect to your creativity with your hair. Go ahead. I didn't really get that fully.
You're asking like. I like things, and because I have hair like this, that I can do them together.
Yeah, how the two of them are related. You have certain interests related to. I'll let you fill in the blanks. Your
Okay,
interests.
well, I have interests in fiction, a lot of fiction. I love
Fictional characters.
fictional characters. So yeah, fiction, fictional characters, fictional worlds, fictional universe is. So I mean, anybody that's in the nerd culture is already gonna know.
In the nerd culture?
In the nerd culture, I guess
Okay.
I should specify nerd culture in terms of like those things I just listed, not nerd culture in whatever you're into, because you can be a nerd about animals, you can be a nerd about
Absolutely.
bikes, and nerd about
I'm
whatever.
nerd about bucks, yeah.
So yeah, so I think that because I like those specific things that I kind of not outreach, but I try to connect myself to them that much more. To try to connect to those much more than just being a fan and being a viewer, and I want to take it, to the next level or
Through your hair.
integrate. I want to integrate, like he was talking about his hat, his helmet hair, and how he avoided it because of putting a helmet on. But yeah, it's an integration, but it's an art integration. It's not a logical or
Practical,
technical
Yours is an
integration.
artistic integration.
Right. So
Through your hair. Wow, I love it. That got good. Did I cut you off?
no, I that's really about it. And so like I was just saying, like my hair is super easy to mold, and as I've learned, because this hair here is it's straightened. I've had it straightened, and so it doesn't normally sit like this. It's normally wavy, but this is a fraction of what people are capable of doing with their hair. Not just hair, not just their hair specifically, but like when it comes to wigs, or when it comes to weaves, and when it comes to cutting and straightening in and adding color, this is nothing. So
Yeah.
that's how far I've dove into it. Who knows? I've colored my hair, so at one point in my life, I felt like that was an expression for me, and I took it on and wasn't afraid to do it. And fuck, my hair is back to normal now, and I can go back to do that if I want. Who knows? But
So it sounds like your hair is an expression for you. More so than mine. Mine is, of course, its own expression. But yours is a little more. People can understand it more as related to art and to your interests. Whereas mine, I'd have to go in a little deeper, like I'm about to now. You just reminded me. Another reason I like to cut my hair is it because it takes away attention. Try to follow me here. It takes away attention from my appearance. Because a buzz head, in my opinion, when you look at it, you process it like that, and then it's like essentially like out of your mind. At least I think. People see my buzz head and they're like, guy with a buzz head, guy with a round head. And then they move on to me, to my interaction, to our conversation. I used to have hair longer, like Carlos's, but my own style. And I remember I buzzed it, and I went to a friend who had just seen me maybe a week ago, and we talked for about 3 minutes or something. After saying hello to each other, we talked about something for like 3 minutes, and she finally goes, "Did you cut your hair?" And I'm just kind of like, "Yeah, you're just now noticing." And she's like, "Yes." And we talked about. We're gonna wait a second while we have. We talked about how my personality and my energy was enough to like distract her from my haircut. And I was just like, whoa, that's like, I took that as a compliment. Because for some people it's just like a drastic shift in their appearance, and it's just like, whoa, what happened? And whatnot. And for her to have told me that, I was just kind of like, whoa, this is great. Like, this is what I want. I want people to start to move on to like who I am and what I have to say or share.
that's fantastic for you, because you could still, and at least from my point of view, and probably from your own point of view, and people that have known you for years, or people that have known you for 10 seconds, you look for the most part already put together with that hair. So versus me fucking cutting off these locks. When me approaching somebody, they'd be like, "What the fuck? Who are you?"
I love it.
So would it fucking be like this, like an appreciation for a digress conversation, or a digress in like eye contact and whatever else? I think that's just funny.
Yeah. Also, you know what I think is funny is our brother Mario. We got our brother Mario, who's a roommate with here with Carlos. They live together, and he has other interests and other things that he does with his time, and he's in and out of our shot right now and kind of interrupting us. So if you feel the shift in energy, like what are you doing? We're on camera here. That's what's happening. Anything else related to hair? That's all I want. I just wanted to.
It's because it's an art, kind of an art piece or an art form to me. It's definitely something I pay attention to. So if I wash my hair, it definitely goes back into, back into a different look, more my natural look. And so I might not wash my hair for a couple days. And if you don't know already, you can't and shouldn't do that because the oils in your hair actually takes care of your hair and makes it stronger. If you dry it out completely, your hair is going to get frizzy and disgusting. Naturally, I'm learning this because I have longer hair. But also, you eventually have to wash it because the oils in your hair attract everything else, get it dirty, it makes it smell different a certain way. So yeah, you see now you're understanding that there's a piece of having long hair that's at least a hair that you care about. Something you pay attention to more. So, and that's what I'm doing. I don't know.
I have one more thing I want to say.
Go ahead.
So, there are people out there that I've had conversations with that try to tell me that little details or some things in life are just simple and little. And we're gonna wait for some police sirens. Okay. Police sirens are fading. Okay, so there are people who tell me like, oh, some things are just little and they're not of importance or they don't have a lot of depth to them. And I don't believe that at all. I think that humans are very, very intentional about not only big actions in their life, but little actions like their haircut, which you just saw right now with the two of us. So when you see small details from humans when you move about the world, I would tell you to look at them with depth and think about them with depth, and have curiosity for why people do what they do. And for me, like, know that they're in my opinion, they're waking up in the morning and they're looking themselves in the mirror and they are saying, I'm doing my hair this way for this reason. Not actually directly into the mirror, but like it's a quick little check-in that happens internally with them. And they're doing it intentionally and it's connected to something deep for them. I wanted to say that.
The little things matter.
Okay, they're all the details that make up the bigger things.
Yep, it's huge. You believe that or not? Like think about it when you're at work. And yeah, you can get the job done. You always get the job done. That's why you have the job, right? But one of the shittiest moments when you don't do something, the small thing, and your boss is on your ass, or makes a remark, or whatever, or you feel dumb, or you forgot something. Those little things, for whatever reason, are the ones that you remember.
Mm-hmm. For sure. That's all I have. Thanks for watching, everyone. I think this was a good conversation. Please follow up. Please give it a like. Please give it a subscribe. Comments, of course. Engage us. Have conversation with us. I always tell people, if you're inspired by anything I'm saying, please direct message me and let's sit down for some coffee or tea, or let's have a conference. If you're not in Minnesota, let's sit down for some type of video or phone conference and we can have dialogues related to this or whatever. Anything else, brother?
Mm-mm. I think that's it. I don't know. I wonder what mark we're at.
Let's do it, folks. Talk to you soon. Cheers.